down that straightaway, and now it's not a two-way battle for the win, possibly. Down the long con straightaway. Not gonna make a move. The 17 of Derek Jones, first career win. He was like, fastest lap of the race was stop. Look at this racing. Really tight racing for position number 3. A lot of playoff drivers trying to punch their ticket. Marina's 4 points back. Simsar's 13. Her second road course race win of the season in just 2 races. The green flag is in the air, Charlotte. A huge jump for the 88 and everyone else on that inside line. 42, his best qualifying run of the season, goes from 2nd to 3rd in just the trial. And look at the run for the 4 of Ethan Hansen coming in. First time we've seen that today. In Michigan, for already the second to last race of the season here at Michigan International Speedway, and tonight we will finally find out who is going to make the Final 4 next time at Homestead. Today, all 31 of our drivers are still racing, but only 8 of them are still racing for a championship, and 2 of them have to win just to be in contention still, and another one of those drivers is pretty far back. Some big news lately for the Custom Cup. We have a new podcast over on Spotify called The Backstretch. In every race, we do about a 5 or 6 minute talk before and after talking about the race, so head over to Spotify, just look up The Backstretch, and you'll see Season 1, Episode 1, where we did the pre-race show for this race, so it'll be a little bit shorter here. We did some of our predictions there, but today we are ready for some very fast racing here at the Michigan International Speedway. It should be a fun one, and we're going to take a look at some of those fast drivers to watch for, and take a peek at our playoff standings. Let's take a look at the playoff standings. In first place, you got Kelsey Hemmer. Got a win last race at Gateway. If you haven't seen that race yet, it was very exciting. It just uploaded not long ago, but it was recorded for a very long time before that. Second place, he's 25 points above the cut line. You got Grayson Getz. He's pretty good. Then third, fourth, and fifth are all very tight. Those last 2 spots are anyone's grab right now. Cole Giovanni is only 2 points to the good, and then fourth, Daisy Stone and Terry Hansen are tied for that last spot, and then it's 18 points back to Addison Stone, and then the 2 drivers in a must-win situation, 38 points back, Mason Simser, and 45 points back, Luca Marina. The racing today, it'll be 30 laps around this 2-mile oval. That's 60 miles. It's a 1 pit stop race, and they're hitting about 200 miles an hour down that front straightaway, and this track, very similar to Auto Club. And now we're going to take a look at our drivers to watch for and get this race going. And absolutely the surprise of nobody on this giant planet Earth, Grayson Getz gets the pole when he needs it. He's 25 points to the good, so as long as he finishes anywhere inside the top 25, he will make next week's championship race at Homestead. Look out for him to be fast. He's on the pole. He was good in practice, and he's the points leader, technically. Even though he's starting back in 13th, he came out of nowhere at Auto Club, and this track is basically a replica of Auto Club, just more to the northeast. Will Hansen, he'll go off the grid, and 13th, he's not in the playoffs, but he's been very fast these last couple races with 2 straight top 5s. So look out for this 41 to be good today. And now we are ready to go trackside for the command, and are ready to find out who will be the 4 drivers racing in the Championship 4 next race at Homestead. And now trackside for the most famous words in racing.
Drivers, start your engines!
And the command has been fired. Let's take a look at those drivers who need a win. Bad news for that 15 team. He's going off way back in position 26. He's in a must-win situation. He has 30 laps to pass 26 cars to make this championship 4. And the other must-win driver, Mason Simser, he goes off in position 15, not as bad. He's also a must-win, so he has some work to do. And then the other driver below the cut line, Addison Stone, sitting in position number 9. And now those drivers that are tied, they're 2 rows separated, and then the other driver, who's 2 points to the good with JC Cole Giovanni, is in between them. Terry Hansen's going off 4th, Cola Giovanni is going off 6th, and Daisy Stone is going off 8th. And all of those three are racing for those last 2 spots in the championship race. And the pace car has led him down the back straightaway. Adam Hemmer, who had that, should probably be racing in this championship for. He was definitely one of the best cars. He was probably better. He was hotter than Grayson Gatz for a while. Blew an engine at Charlotte, and all went downhill from there. Grayson Gatz hasn't won in a couple races, but still is on the pole. Can today be the day, or will we see a surprise winner? Can Luca Marina drive up from 26 and take the win to get into the Final 4? What about Simser from 15th? We're going to find out. It's 30 laps to decide the championship 4, starting now at Michigan. Green flag is in the air. Down that tri-oval into turns 1 and 2. Working their way through turns 1 and 2. They're 3 wide back there for position number 2. That's the 5 of Ben Hemmer. He's not even in the playoffs. Look at him up front, and there goes the pace car pulling into his spot. I thought there was a caution for a second to where it was parked. Down the back straightaway, Getz leads them. Then Addison Stone went from 6th all the way up to 3rd. He needs to win, and he definitely knows that. And oh, he's going to have a bad entrance into the corner. He's going to lose all of those spots back still early. Now Kelsey Hammer, last race winner, is coming up. Very tight racing first. They're going to be side by side at the line for the lead, but Getz leads lap number 1 here at Michigan as they work their way back into turns 1 and 2. The 24 of Terry Hansen, they're tied. That's something to watch out for. Daisy Stone did not get a good jump. She's back to position number 10. Addison Stone in position number 6. He came there all the way from 9th, so still a good first lap for him. Luca Marina started back in 26. He is up to position 26, so not a good start for him. Mason Simser up a spot to 14th. The race leader right now is the 11 of Kelsey Hammer. She won last race at Gateway. She's the hottest driver right now. Getz is right behind her, and then a couple car lengths back to the 24 of Terry Hansen in 3rd. And then very tight racing for 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, and then a little gap back to Addison Stone, who dropped 4 more spots that lap. Not the start he was hoping for. And the cars in front of him that he needs to pass, like Terry Hansen and Daisy Stone, well, they're in front of him right now. He's side by side with Daisy Stone. This would only be good for 5th right now, though, unless Cola Giovanni has a really bad day. If he had a really bad day, Addison Stone would need to pass a couple more cars, and Cola Giovanni would have to wreck. Will Hansen, we told you to watch out for him. He started in position number 13. After lap number 3, he's up to position number 10. He's up into the top 10, and then next to him, now dropping out of the top 10, is Ethan Hansen. Up front, the battle for the lead. Bumper to bumper for that first spot. It's the 11 and the 18. They've been the 2 best cars all season long, and they're proving that right now at Michigan. The laps go by very quick here. It's not a very long race compared to the last race at Gateway and the race before that at Charlotte. Look at how good of a run into the corner the 11 got. The 18's going to get a run off the corner. They're running the top. Cola Giovanni, he's tied. He has to beat the 24. He can't lose to the 24 by more than 2 spots. But he does have the tiebreaker. So right now, unless the 22 passes him, and that's how this is the order they would finish. Right now, the 20 is still good with that tiebreaker. But if the 22 had passed him and then the race had ended, would have been a different story. And we told you to watch out for that 41. He's gone from 13th up to 7th. In just 5 laps. He is coming through the field and now trying to get under the 22 for position number 6. A bad corner for the 20 there, and that is not what he needed. And the 24 looks like one of the fastest cars on the racetrack right now as he is caught up to the back bumper of Grayson Gatz. It's going to be a 3-way battle for the lead. Already lap number 6 here at Michigan. They are flying around this track right now. Side by side for position number 5, the 22 trying to take the spot away as they come back down the back straightaway. Right now it's a 3-way battle for the lead, but the racing is very tight behind him right now. Addison Stone in position number 10. That's not going to cut it if he wants to make this final 4. Then it's the 88 in 4th. He's about to lose that spot to the 20. Knows he needs to catch up to the 24 to give him a very good chance. As right now, running in last place is the 25 of Chase Murphy. He's pretty far back. Then it's the 21 who normally runs up near the front, and the second fastest car in practice is back here. 24th for the 10 of Delaney Lombardo, one of her best runs of the season. And now Mason Simser lost all of his speed from 15th to 21st. Not what the two wanted to see, but Luca Marina is flying right now, up to 16th after starting 26. At this rate, he'll get up to the front. The question is, can he drive up and get his first win of the year? It would be the best time for him to do it, as it would lock him into the Final Four, but he has to win. Even if everyone in front of him wrecked, he still would miss just because of how far behind he is after wrecking lap 1 at Gateway. The good news for Addison Stone is Daisy Stone's a couple spots behind him, but he needs a couple more guys to keep dropping. But right now the 24 is all over the bumper of the 18. The 11 has built the biggest gap we've seen her have all day, and the 18 is going to slide up the track. The 24 is going to get under, almost spun him out there off the exit of 4, but side by side for second. And the 24, who hasn't won in a while, of Terry Hansen, coming in to turns 1 and 2. We'll go full flyby. You can see everyone coming into the corner. The gap back to the last place, very large now. As they come down the back straightaway, they're starting to separate. Does the 24 have the run down the straightaway? Not right now. They're side by side, pretty much dead even, as they come into turns 3 and 4. Already a third of the way done here at Michigan, and we've only been racing for about five minutes. Now can Cole Giovanni catch up? The fastest lap of the race is held by Grayson Getz with a 36.556, and then right behind him is the 24 for the second fastest lap. It's the top 3 and then a solid gap back to the 20 of JC Cole Giovanni. Now Will Hansen trying to take position number 5 from the 88 after starting in 13th. He's not even the hardest charger though. Addison Stone's up into 7th. He's making more spots, definitely making a case, but he needs the 20 to drop or he needs to win. And then another look, Luca Marina still in position 16, but Daisy Stone is back in 15th. So right now, Addison Stone now only 8 points off, but needs 8 more spots or for Daisy Stone to drop a little bit. Actually, he's 10 points off. So he needs to win or Daisy Stone needs to drop back to about... Daisy Stone would need to drop all the way back to 25th. For this to work out for him. Marina just lost another spot, and Daisy Stone just shot out of that corner like a cannon. That is not what the 19 needed. The gap for the 11 is building because this battle for second, they're trying to slow down to avoid wrecking each other in turn 4. It's been the trouble spot most of the day. I mean, they're topping out at 206 miles an hour. You thought it was hard enough to control your car going 70 miles an hour. They're going 206. Down that back straightaway, even faster, almost there. 200 about halfway down the straightaway. That's why this racing is so quick. Same distance as Auto Club, but a lot faster than Auto Club, and it ended up being a lot warmer than the forecast predicted. We predicted about the 60s or 70s. It has hit the low 80s. It is sunny as expected though. As across the line to complete lap number 12, the 11 has led all but the first one. And now the 20 has caught up to the 24, and these guys are racing with Daisy Stone for that last playoff spot. So as of now, your final 4 will be Hemmer, Getz, Cole Giovanni, and Terry Hansen, unless Addison Stone can catch up to this group racing for the lead. And already to the halfway mark, we're starting to talk about who we think is going to win. And pit stops, this is going to be the most important pit stop of the year for this 19 team. He needs to make a couple spots up. But the 20 was up front at Gateway last week, had a bad pit stop, put him back in 9th. So you have to put that into effect too, is that the 20's pit crew has been struggling, and the 19's has been very solid all season long. And you see they're getting more and more spaced out in the back. Any chance we had of having a caution, unless a couple guys in the back have one, might be out. Now the 11's gap shrunk a little bit that corner, because this battle has kind of settled down a little bit. Right now the big battle is for 6th, and the 19 almost took out the 41 at the exit of 4. 2 close calls already there in that corner. If we have a wreck, it's going to be there when they're side by side. It seems like the low lane gets a huge run at the exit of the corner, but almost slides up and wrecks the car on the top. Now the 24 has the run. Almost just took Grayson Getz all the way down the track and wrecked him. They're running the road lane down that straightaway because the 24 just shoved the 18 all the way down there. The 11, this is going to let him drive off a little bit. The 18, the 24, the 18 had a great corner. And now the 5 with the run. There they go. They're going to be 3 wide at the line. The 19 trying to make it a double move. Doesn't put him up into 6th. But the inside line has not been very fast today. The 5 might actually get 2 spots instead of 1 here. And pulls in front of the 41, and now 19 might lose a spot. It's not looking good for Addison Stone in the championship 4, but still a great season for that 19 team. It's now the 48 trying to dive to the bottom. And right now, the championship 4, if the race ended now, would be the top 4, and this would be a very fun race to watch. All 4 of these guys have at least 2 wins. The 20 and the 24 have 2. Getz has 4 or 5, and then 3 for Kelsey Hemmer. Lap 17 out of 30 already. This race going by very fast, as expected. 60 miles at 200 miles an hour does not take very long. The 20 is into turns 3 and 4. The 5 is running in 5th. That's a good run for him. Not in the playoffs, but got very close. So did the 4. He is running in position number 9, and what happened to the 19? Got freight trained on the bottom, and any chance he has of making the final 4 almost just disappeared. And Luca Marina's run to the front has stalled, so he's up to 15th. I mean, still a good charge to the front if you weren't driving into a must-win situation. So that top lane is much faster, and the 41 dropped out of the top 10 trying to race on the bottom. So if you're not on that top lane, you're not very fast. And now the 24 almost put the 18 in the wall off of turn number 4. Here comes that run for the 18. Everyone on the top gets at the line. The 24 had him by a nose for second. And right there is 1 extra point. Doesn't matter. Everyone would be tied. And now the 20 might thought about splitting the middle there almost for a second. Down the back straightaway, we're getting very close to that pit window, about 20 to 22 laps. Will we see any early pitters come down this time? Way down the track goes the 24. This won't end well. Look how slow the bottom lane is. Gonna lose possibly the spot to the 20. Not that it would affect them, because the gap back to the 31 is about 10 cars. Luca Marina's up into 14th, but he's gonna have to drive at a much faster pace than this. He's 4 seconds off the lead. Can he even see the leader? Let's find out. So he can see the lead pack up in front of him, but not by much. On board with the 19. Look at all the darting around they do here. Back in position number 12. That's a bad day from his standards. On board with the 20, who did get by the 24, up in the 3rd. And we haven't raced at many tracks like Homestead this season, so these drivers don't know what to expect until they get to practice next week, or next race, whenever it is. Alright, down the back straightaway. It's lap 21 out of 30, looking good for the 11. But right now, the battle is for position number 2. Look at this, and I think they're slowing down to come into the pits. And that is what they're doing, it looks like. And now, this is going to be the test for the 19. Can he get a good pit stop? Sorry for the noise in the background. As they work their way into the pits, all 31 cars came down pit road. Could this end up being a collision on pit road? Actually, about 5 cars, and the caution did come out. I don't know when it happened, but we have a caution, and this could be a race-changing accident. Who was it, and when did it happen? There's skid marks in turn 4 hitting the wall, so that's not a good thing. And this is going to really help those drivers who now can pit under yellow. So this is going to be huge for the 41. Now I need to take a look at when the pace car came out. Rewind to when that car came out of the pits. That'll tell us when the wreck happened. So we wait for the light to turn on. And right there, the caution's out. And it was the 9 of Sam Hoffman. We haven't mentioned his name all season, but right now, we got dumped by the 42. They were going 3 wide into turn 3 and 4, and we literally called it would be turn 4. Hard hit into that outside wall for the 9, and he's lucky he wasn't hit by anyone else. Close call for the 32 and the 23. We'll go on board with all 3 of them. Go on board with the 9 first. Right there, got dumped and slamming the outside wall. Look at that hit. 32 just barely missing the bottom. Now go on board with the 23 and then the 32. The 23 wasn't even the one that dumped him, it was the 42. And that's Gavin Alabrandi. I wonder if that was retaliation for something we never knew about. Here's on board with the 23. Look how close this was. Right down next to him, and then the 32 was even closer later in the wreck. And she was even farther back, coming into the corner. She's had a couple bad wrecks this season. She has had the worst wreck in Custom Cup history earlier this year at Kansas, where she hit the wall at 200 miles an hour upside down at Kansas. And right now, the 9 is still in the race. Heavy damage to the back of that car, not really racing for anything. In position 31st is the 25 of Chase Murphy, who is going to end up taking the wave around before we go back to green. Or should. It's going to be about a 4-lap dash back to the finish line to determine the final 4. And there goes the 25 dropping to the back. A bad pit stop for the 19. A good pit stop for Luca Marina, putting him in 8th. Not out of the final 4 yet, but now it looks like Addison Stone's championship hopes are over. Addison, what are your thoughts on the race so far as we come down this back straightaway?
It's looking like the 11 car is completely winning by a lot, so it's kind of seeming like she's gonna win tonight's race, but you never know. So yeah, back to Ethan.
It's gonna be a 5-lap dash to the finish line, and 2 drivers in the top 5 have never won a race. Those drivers are the 22 of Josh Hemmer and the 3 of Jake Hemmer. Luca Marina on the outside of row number 4. He has to win. How aggressive will he be? It'll be a 5-lap dash to the finish. The 11's been the fastest car all day, but everyone's on fresh tires. As they come back into the trial, 5 more laps to determine the final 4. Can the 15 pass 7 cars in 5 laps? A big run for that top lane from the 20. Now Jason Getz is going to move to the middle. Might make it 3 wide for the lead here in turn number 1 if he gets a run. Tightly packed racing, and this might be another caution the way they're racing right now. They're super aggressive. They're 3 wide for the lead down the back straightaway. The 3 of Jake Hemmer out of nowhere trying to get his first career win. Luca Marina got a good start. That's exactly what he needed. Now can he hold it on that bottom? We're still green. The 18 way down the track. Here comes the 15. Almost made it 4 wide in the tri-oval. Desperation mode on for the 15 in position number 6. He got 2 of them on the first lap. He needs to get 5 more to make the final 4. What an effort by the 15, even if he can't pull this off. Now the 2 of Mason Sims is up there. Both of them racing for a spot in the final 4. And the 15 now gets by the 18. I don't know why he chose to run so far down the track. Right now, it looks like the 20 of JC Colagiovanni is in the lead, trying to get his third win of the season. Now down to 3 more laps for Marina, and time is running out. I don't think he's going to get it. Same with the 19, who came from 20th up to position number 9 in just 3 laps. But will it be enough? How far back is the 31 of Daisy Stone? It's all the way back to position number... Alright. The 31 all the way back in position 14, so it's not going to be enough. 2 laps to go. Can anyone catch the 20? I was being kind of loud. It was a good race. It's going to be a lap and a half to go when we come onto this back straightaway. Now the 2 has a better chance than the 15. He had to win the 3rd race of the season at Bristol. He's needs to get a run down the straightaway and then dive bomb the 24. He's going to have that preferred line in turns 3 and 4. Here comes that slingshot that top lane has been getting all race long. Didn't get it that time. And that might be it. 1 lap to go. It looks like it's the 20's race to lose for his 3rd win of the year and a ticket to the Championship 4. The 2's going to have to go full send here in this final corner. He's not going to make it. Can the 22 get his first career win? Down the back straightaway for the final time. Into turns 3 and 4. Not going to be close enough. And for the 3rd time in the last... And for the 2nd time in the last 3 races, the 20 of JC Colagiovanni off the final corner is going to get it at Michigan. As you see the rest of the field cross the stripe. A terrible run for Grayson Getz. But he finished inside the top 25, so he will make the Championship 4, but not by much. Almost just choked his whole season away there. And we are moments away from finding out who is in the Championship 4. We're waiting for the results to come in. We'll find out and send them back to you. But for now, JC Colagiovanni gets his 3rd win of the year and his 2nd in his last 3 races. And we are now reached the Championship 4 at Homestead. Who will be racing for that championship? And it will be soon. Again, we'll have Season 1, Episode 2. It'll be the post-race show at Michigan. We'll talk about what we saw at the race and what to expect at Homestead. This is Ethan Hansen and Addison Stone in the Custom Cup Raceway booth. We say good night. JC Colagiovanni got his 3rd win of the season, and we will see you in Homestead Miami Speedway for the Championship 4. Good night, everyone.